welcome or welcome back. Today we are going to try out my new hot foil stamping machine. I bought this used on Amazon and we're going to try it on paper. I'm going to try it on leather. We're going to try it on a couple of different things, and at the end I will tell you if I think this was worth the money or if I just wasted some of my dollars. All right, let's go ahead and unpack this on the table. This is the upgraded hot foil stamping machine, and I purchased the 5 by 7 centimeters. This is a used version, so I managed to get a little bit of a deal on this. This is everything that came in the box. So we have this little bag of goodies here. We have the handle here. This little cord was just tucked under there. They do have a video on their page for you to see how to put it together. One of the very first steps, opposite to the handle, he is putting the holder for the rolled foil, and I realized that did not come with mine, so I might actually have to go ahead and swap this out for a different one and get them to replace it. Just know if you're buying something used on Amazon, this was my first time doing that you might end up missing pieces apparently. All they did give us in here, it looks like some test foil to give it a try. So we're still gonna go ahead and try it out, I guess, but I might have to just swap this out for a different machine. Who knows what this is? Other than the little video that's actually on the listing, there are no instructions included with this at all. This is where you would screw in that roll holder if yours came with one. So I have this little brass piece here. I bought this on Etsy. I'll look and try to link their information because they did a great job. But this is actually a brass soap stamp, and it came with a little handle. It's a little dirty. As you can tell, I've actually used this to stamp. It has little screw threads in here. These are the ones that fit in here. The dilemma is this clearly is the wrong size, right? Hence my solution. And if you guys have watched any of my previous videos, you know occasionally I have a few janky solutions. I went to Lowe's and I got some solid brass pieces. This is pretty similar. Yep, that's a good fit. So I actually went over into the plumbing section and I got a 5/16 piece. The reason I went to the plumbing section is because it's solid brass. So as you can see, that fits our piece really good, right? So what I am gonna do is I am going to cut this piece and make it a little shorter, and I'm gonna chop this piece and I'm gonna solder the two together, and then we have some little hex nuts that fit in place of the piece that came here. So basically when I'm done, I should have these two pieces soldered together, and I should be able to just put that right in there and then use a little hex nut to hold it. I don't think this is hot enough at all. Okay, so that looks like a different number from there. I mean, we're like 100 degrees off no matter where I try to shoot it. But if we're having discrepancies in temperature, then I might also go ahead and just see if they'll replace the whole thing. So I'll try it. Yeah, nothing. It's just not hot enough. Machine number 2, this one already looks better than the first one. We have any sort of instructions, which is fantastic. Was not expecting that one. This is kind of cool because it looks like temperatures on here, which that's going to be helpful. We have a whole instruction booklet in this one, guys. Random piece there. That might be part of the wheel that holds the foil. That looks like part of the wheel that holds the foil, so maybe that other piece is part of that. Some similar things from our first box. And this looks suspiciously like that piece we were missing in the last box. So let's go ahead and get this set up. I have a good feeling about this time, guys. So this is what we got in box number 2, all laid out. What appears to be very similar to what we had the first time. Sample. Oh, this time we got it in 2 different colors, which is cool. Not included in this. I did go ahead and actually just buy a regular roll of foils. I'm not quite sure what this is. It appears to be used. We have actual booklet of instructions this time. And then this has some instructions on like parameters for different temperatures. They also included another sheet here. The back of the roll is here, and now this is gonna go through that way. So I'm going to check and kind of make sure that these are all tightened evenly. I think this one might be a little bit tricky to tweak now that this is here, and I didn't think about that because our first machine didn't actually have this. I'm going to clean up, plug in, and then we'll set it to 100 degrees Celsius. So we're going to try it at 100. And then I'm gonna try the paper. If that doesn't work, I'll maybe boost it up to 120 and see what it is. Okay, we got a little bit of a stick. Let's go ahead and crank this to 120. It could also be that the distance is not even in the back. It might be off just a tiny, tiny bit, and I might need to fix my springs. Couple things. One, I took my piece off and I shortened my screw a little bit so there is more contact between the plate and the piece. I'll show you guys when I pull it off in a minute. You can tell I've been practicing and these are much improved. This was the last one I did, and I feel like this is enough to show me that this is a good machine that works and that I need to maybe improve my technique a little bit. One thing that I noticed that was helpful was I made sure that my piece was centered in here. I made sure that it was nice and tight and wasn't loose or wobbly. These were all the same. Actually, it is a little difficult to tighten and loosen these four corners, but I was able to slide this back and forth and able to access the back ones. And if I push this down, then I am able to access that a little bit easier. This is just a regular piece of cardboard. I think this is a piece from an Amazon box. I want to see if maybe the inside flap of a box or something like that. Got a little bit of like an outline there. That one's kind of pretty, but not really the desired effect that we wanted. Let's try our little gift box. Maybe this might be easier to adhere to because this is maybe a problem since it's kind of corrugated. So nice try, but maybe not the best application of this machine. But you know what? What kind of pretend scientists would we be if we didn't try stuff? Okay, so here's our little box. Maybe I'll do it this way so it has a little more structure in the middle. Nope. Not very good. It has to just be maybe that that's flexing too much. I think if you can find some solution to propping up the middle. I didn't really have anything to put in there. I've been kind of stuffing fabric or something to give it some tension. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are smarter than me that can find out a solution to this, but I wouldn't rule out being able to do this on boxes and make kind of your own custom gift boxes. So on this little chart they gave us, it just says leather is at 100. Maybe we'll take it back down to 120. And just see what that does. And while we wait on that to get where we want it, I have a couple different pieces, a scrap of veg tan leather. I have a scrap of chrome tan leather. This was in the designer leather category and I got this on sale. And it's interesting because the texture of the outside almost kind of feels like rubbery. This is just another scrap of chrome tan leather, but it has kind of a pebble texture, which I think is going to be interesting to try out. So the instructions here say 1 second. So at 1 second, I don't see anything. You guys might see it a little tiny bit, but I don't think that's going to do it for me. Let's see if we maybe count to 5. 5 is a little bit more visible. So far, I'm not really agreeing with this chart, but you know what? It might be user error. Okay, let's try to go right next to it. Let's count to 10. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's really subtle, not super noticeable, but not too bad. Let's count to like 15 and then we'll try our foil. 15 seconds and 10 seconds. I'm not seeing a huge difference. So it's starting to shape up. We have a little bit of blurriness there between the L and the M, and that could be me, or it could just be that because this is a pebble texture, we're having a little bit more trouble. So far, 5 seconds wasn't too bad with the foil. So here I have another little scrap of this leather, just another little piece. And this is what that underside looked like. And I wonder what it would look like if I tried it on the underside of the leather. All right, that's not horrible. So again, it's kind of the same issue with how we had the pebble texture and it had a little trouble adhering. But I wonder if we take a little burnishing gum and try on another little scrap, what would happen? Very little indentation, and that's only, I'm kind of holding it directly into the light so you guys can see the little indentation there, but it's really not very much. So let's go from 5. We'll go ahead and jump to our 15. Okay, we definitely got a little bit better of an indentation. That is better, but for some reason we're still getting a little bit of blurriness. And you know what? Maybe part of that is me pushing down too much, and that's what's making it blurry. Let's try one more time. If you had something, you made a mistake, could you clean it up? You'd have to be really careful not to mess up what you actually want to be there. Not terrible. It looks like you can clean it up a little bit, but the part that I actually wanted to be here that actually had the most contact with the brass piece is not coming off. Okay. So we got pretty similar results. This is tricky because this little piece had been sitting for a while and unfortunately was curved, so it didn't make good contact. All right, so here we have veg tan. We'll do 5 and then we'll do 15. So again, that's a pretty light indentation. Not great. We definitely could do better on veg tan with, you know, water and hammering it in than this. And count to 15, and that's us at 15. So that's actually not bad. In the meanwhile, while we wait on that, I actually have another little scrap of this brown leather. I'm curious about doing it on like the inside of things. Let's take a little bit of burnishing gum, rub it on the inside, and then let's just see once that dries. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this came out okay. Well, this has been our best one yet. The veg tan. That came out really good. Do I see a little place here? Yeah, maybe a tiny little bit there. Honestly, both of these were pretty good on the veg tan and on the chrome tan. And so far the success though, I think has really been in the pieces being really smooth and flat. Now that it's dry, it's been like a day since I did this. I want to see if I can get a better imprint on here. And I have a little area right here that I also did some more of that burnishing gum just to see. Okay, interesting. So it is a little blurry here. This feels like something I might be able to perfect. It's not perfect, but you know, you got to try stuff so you know what works and what doesn't. I tried out on the inside of this. This one actually came out pretty good, but this was a good example because this is actually some of the leather I am working with now for some projects. Let's take this piece and let's try the inside of this green kind of rubbery feeling chrome tan. There's not that much nap to it. Still not a fan. I would say, I mean, it's pretty similar to what we got with this one. Let's try the part that we actually put the burnishing gum on. That is definitely better than what we got here. So I probably could perfect this a little bit. I'm assuming log is wood, so 300 degrees Celsius. So let's go ahead and crank this up and give it a try. Here is my little paint stick from Lowe's. And this is more of a curiosity. I don't think I'm gonna use this a ton. Mostly just kind of watch me burn my fingers, I guess. Ow, okay, that was a fail. That was a big fail. Okay, look away. All right, let's try with nothing. And then this says to do it for 8 seconds. That's not atrocious. Might need to tighten my piece a little bit. Let's maybe try 10 seconds. This suggested 8 seconds, but I think it came out a little bit better at 10 seconds. I don't know when I'm gonna use this, but this looks pretty cool. So we got a little bit of the gold here, and that's at 8 seconds, but I'm gonna vote no on this. I wouldn't be me if I didn't try fabric, right? I feel like we more or less just burnt it in there. And this is just a spare piece of muslin I had laying around. I think I would get the same impression if I use no foil at all. I don't know, let's see what 250 does. Let's make it a little cooler. No. I'm gonna say that's a bust. Not super successful with fabric. That's not the pretty gold color. It really just burnt. That's at a lower temperature. We got kind of a burnt impression. If I figure out how to do this with fabric, I will maybe make a short or something in the future and show you guys. Okay, so we have had some successes and we have had some unsuccesses, but this was great because we kind of got to experiment a little bit, and I have never used a machine like this before, so I feel like I learned a lot. Practice makes perfect. So I want to talk dollars really quick. So that first machine that I got that we ended up having to send back that was missing this piece and I think had some issues with temperature, that one, including tab tax ended up being about $128. And I didn't request a machine that was missing pieces or anything like that. All I did was select used. This was another used machine. This one, including tax, was about $145. So would I purchase this machine again? Am I going to keep it? Absolutely. I think for the money, I think this is a great machine. I can see really putting it to work here in my little studio. Maybe if you want to make greeting cards, or if you do leather goods or something like that, I think there is a lot of good use cases for this. So let me know down below, are you planning on purchasing this machine? And if so, what are you planning to do with it? I'm really curious what you guys are up to. Let me know if you have any tips for me. I think this is worth the money for me and what I'm going to use it for. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Go forth, be kind, be creative.